we're also now going to talk about probably two platforms as well that will start to see continued strong performance. For example, we'll see LinkedIn maintain strong performance over the next 12 months. It'll solidify its role as the primary platform for professional networking. I think we all are very aware of its continued growth. It's hit 1 billion members worldwide. It's come a long way from when it used to be a place where you just uploaded your CV and looked for a job. Um, it has become really the go-to tool, an essential tool for anyone in the B2B market. Um, it's grown, as I said, to over 1 billion users worldwide. Recently, I seen that when running advertising campaigns on LinkedIn, if you select the UK, it opens that ad to a platform of 40 million people, which is almost 1 in 3 people in the UK. And considering there's people not in the workforce that maybe aren't using LinkedIn, and children and all sorts of people, that's a colossal amount of people in the UK on LinkedIn. Um, we've seen millions and millions of professionals from a diverse range of sectors. There are doctors on it. There are people from finance and marketing and creative industries and engineering and science and so on. A real diverse range of people and from a diverse range of sectors. Their innovation probably has set them apart and been a critical factor in its success. Not having to rely solely on advertising revenue has been a very important factor for them. They have a variety of other services for selling products and services, for recruiting people, and also for learning that you can subscribe to, which has been important for their growth. They've also continued to invest in the platform's features and functionality in terms of the messaging, in terms of your profiles and your descriptions and so on. They've really invested heavily in that. It helps that they're owned by Microsoft. So they're in that space, that software space. So they know how things work. There are more features on the way for 2024, for video especially, and no doubt there'll be AI integrations within that as well. And I suppose if you're a B2B organization, I would encourage, your salespeople or your employees to better leverage their LinkedIn personal profiles, and try and start to use it as a social selling platform. And this is where you utilize your individual profiles, and we'll start to see them overshadow company profiles as the demand for that sort of brand humanization increases over the next 12 months. And we start to see more and more individuals use LinkedIn rather than the company LinkedIn. And so is this direct engagement between employees and clients will help build trust. It'll help nurture those online relationships. We see salespeople create content which is helpful and valuable for their existing customers and potential customers on the platform. And that valuable content really helps position them as, in a positive way, as authorities in that particular space, and which will obviously help nurture that relationship and build that trust. Part of the content that we see these people produce will be more short form video style content we'll see on the platform. And we'll also start to see more B2B influencer collaborations, possibly because a lot of companies maybe do struggle with that authenticity, with that authentic content. And a good way to kind of, bridge that is by getting a B2B influencer to help create content for you or on your behalf or endorse you or talk through case studies, and because it comes across as more as authentic content, and that's where we see some businesses uh, move towards over the next 12 months. Um, it is predicted that we'll see a sharp rise in organic engagement on LinkedIn, which is not quite in line with what we see on other social media channels. Organic engagement does tend to be decreasing on Facebook and Instagram and those types of platforms. But we see that actually increasing on LinkedIn. That may be fueled by um, more and more people updating LinkedIn profiles, and not just about their work life or work topics. We'll start to see that more personal posts. We start to see more posts about general life skills, about general advice in the world of work or community. We'll start to see more support posts. We'll see mental health issues being raised, family issues. We'll see tips on leadership and so on. So we'll start to see a lot more personal content, and maybe that will fuel that or increase in organic engagement. So keep posting organic content on your personal feeds. If you want some enhanced tools for creating content and reporting on content, anyone can turn on the creator mode within their personal profiles, and that'll give you more access to more advanced features and tools. Um, it's also important, I think, to mention YouTube Shorts, uh, and that's um, the shorter form version videos that you'll see within your YouTube channel or within YouTube now. It's growing 135% year on year. It has over 1.5 billion monthly users watching billions and billions of seconds and minutes of video content. Um, and since launching in 2005, so YouTube has really shaped and influenced the way we create and consume video content. Um, and they've last year or so they jumped on that sort of short form video bandwagon, was because of probably the emergence of TikTok and Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels and so on, and that short form video content bandwagon is called YouTube Shorts, and it's traditionally 15 to second videos and mostly designed to entertain audiences, which can really help businesses and brands drive engagement. Um, Mostly short form vertical content created on a smartphone, and you can share, like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, they really made it easy last year to make money on the platform. Bit like YouTube, they have a partner program now, which you can use solely for shorts. Um, Content doesn't disappear; it remains on YouTube. Maybe on like the likes of Instagram stories, Snapchat, and so on. It has longevity, I suppose. Um, and as I previously mentioned, they're working on a suite of AI tools to really enhance um, that video and music creation. And I suppose if you think that short form video content is a space that you want to move into and you have the capabilities, and you think it could be useful for your audience and your potential customers, I would have a look at YouTube Shorts and just some tips in terms of video. Start with a hook. If you're creating a video, start with a hook that grabs attention right away. Some people, and you've maybe seen this, where they start with the end of the video and then they retell the story. That tends to be a trend in short form video content. Um, Play around maybe with different cuts of the video and edits to keep the viewers engaged. You'll see that as well on lots of popular short form video content. You know, do start to use some of those amazing AI features when they launch, which should be soon. Um, you know, so the storytelling potential on YouTube Shorts is going to be huge, and that's probably one of the main reasons I've included in a trend to keep an eye on. Some other tips include, you know, don't just create video content for the sake of it. You know, give value to your audience. You know, build towards a climax or a valuable insight or an outcome of the video, if you can. Um, as well as that, it's you know, again, people are searching for queries and answers to questions on YouTube. Be sure to optimize the video for search. Um, and that's, you know, optimizing titles, captions, descriptions, tags, and so on. And the whole notion of this edutainment area of content. So, you know, make it entertaining, make it interesting, make it informative, make sure it has value, and you'll not go far wrong with creating content on YouTube Shorts.